everybody, and welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Jason Holland, and today we'll be covering the basketball's MIAA Championship, track success at the NCAA Championships, and baseball's rivalry match this weekend. Before we get into the action, make sure to take a second and subscribe to KNWT TV on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell to be notified the second that we post new content. Cue the intro.
And he's hitting the backfield, breaks loose from one would-be tackler around the corner right side to the 30, 25, sideline 20 to the 15, the 10, the 5, into the end zone, touchdown Northwest. West, ball at the 19-yard line.
It's been a while since we were last on your screen, but we return with fantastic news. The Bearcats are officially MIAA Tournament champions once again. After beating rivals Missouri Western, Washburn, and Pitt State, the Bearcats found a way to cruise to Northwest's 12th MIAA championship. With an average margin of victory of 19 points, there was never a doubt that the Bearcats would claim their 8th MIAA championship in 10 years. In the championship game against Pitt State, it was once again the duo of Bennett Sturtz and Wes Streamer leading the way as they combined for over 40 points. But the basketball season wasn't over yet as they headed to Mankato, Minnesota for the men's Division II NCAA Tournament. They are riding a 16-game win streak as they enter into a matchup against Southwest Minnesota State, who earlier in the season handed them the first of their 4 losses on the year. This week, our producer decided to join in on the fun of making packs for the show, so let's get right into his attempt at saving Chicago sports. Take it away, Killian.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Killian Beck, and yes, I look exactly like this. Before my tragic injury, I was on pace to be drafted into the NFL. So with the help of Madden, we are going to see what would have happened had I had never torn my ACL. For starters, I was actually going to be the #1 overall pick, and my high school coach believed that the game was on rookie mode. So of course it translated to the NFL despite the 4-year gap of me not taking a snap. Due to the poor decision making of the Chicago Bears organization, they've actually lucked into landing me. For a change, Bears management made a good decision by not playing me in the preseason, so my debut was delayed to a home matchup against the New Orleans Saints. It took almost no time to assert my dominance as I had amassed 6 touchdowns well before the end of the 3rd quarter. I would finish that game with the single game record for both passing yards and touchdowns. This kind of performance would have been the greatest ever, but it was just the beginning for me. Midway through the year was more of the same, as I led the league in yards and touchdowns by a wide margin. But in week 8, I would get my first true test as the Packers were keeping pace with my flamethrower offense. After forcing me to throw my first career interception, I found myself down 3 late in the 4th quarter. It would take just 4 plays before I sealed it with an absolute bomb to Velus Jones Jr. Ending the regular season with a record of 17-0, we were the #1 seed in the playoffs and received the bye. I ended up accounting for over 50 touchdowns while earning the league's MVP award. En route to the Super Bowl, we'd see a rematch of those pesky Packers. However, this matchup wouldn't be as thrilling as we sliced and diced the Packers in the snow. A daunting matchup against the back-to-back champion Chiefs meant it wasn't going to be an easy game. We even faced an early deficit in which the Chiefs would go up 10-0. The Chiefs would make it a battle to the last snap as we needed every one of my 6 touchdowns in a 3-point victory. We became the first team to finish a season undefeated since the 1972 Dolphins. But after the Super Bowl, I decided to retire and return to Northwest to complete my degree so I could find some sort of challenge in my life. In comparison, going undefeated and winning league MVP was far easier than completing a sports media degree at Northwest.